Hi, my name is Sarah.
Hi, my name is Angelica.
And my name's Debbie.
So we're here at the Waterfront Loblaws, and we're going to be in the cereals aisle today.
So today in the cereals aisle, we're going to be focusing on some of the major companies that dominate the store shelves. And we're also going to be looking at different factors like color and how different colors influence consumers' choices.
And we're also going to be looking at to see where everything is located, what companies are dominating which shelves, where the organics are and the healthy cereals are, and where the more sugary cereals are. And we're also going to be observing what is around the rest of the aisle and around the cereals, see what kind of things they're trying to advertise next to it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's dive in. Okay, so beginning of the aisle. What's the first thing we notice? So all the granola stuff and the healthy stuff is all right in the beginning.
It's all there. The organic stuff is kind of hidden there at the bottom,
over
so
there.
you can't really see it.
See it.
It's right at the very bottom corner.
And you have like granola pieces, your nutritious drinks, all of your breakfast choices. Everything's here. And then you have your Harvest Crunch, so Quaker, Vector. So this is like the healthy area, I'm thinking. Yeah. And right now we're starting to see a pattern. So everything here so far is all Kellogg's. This is all Kellogg's. And they kind of start to take over the bottom, the middle, and some of the upper shelves as well. All getting into Kellogg's. Let's keep going.
Going further into the aisle, we start to notice a change in the pattern. We start to notice some more cereals that are geared towards kids.
Yeah. So like a lot of, it's starting to become more sugary, but not really. This is like the healthier version for kids. There's a lot of like Kellogg's here in this section, as well as some Quaker, some Post.
We notice mostly for sure that Kellogg's is very concentrated into the second and third and fourth shelf. So one of the things I noticed is that there weren't as many President's Choice items that I had expected, and there were either at the top or the bottom shelves where it was a little bit more difficult for people to see. Prior to doing the tour, I expected that there were going to be more President's Choice items because Loblaws is one of the many supermarkets that promotes President's Choice products. So when I saw this, when I noticed this, I saw this as a result of corporate concentration. And as we know, corporate concentration reduces competition, making it difficult for smaller companies like President's Choice to compete with larger companies like General Mills, Kellogg's, or PepsiCo. And this affects our choices as consumers because it reduces our ability to choose between different brands. And then as you move further down this way,
It goes from like the most cereal, like bigger, like more content, to like smaller boxes at the top.
So the reason why the bulk stuff is at the bottom and the smaller items are near eye level, the bulk items are actually more expensive when looking at the pricing, considering that the box is bigger and it's coming with a larger amount, so the price is going to be a little bit more expensive than the cereal boxes that are placed at eye level, and they're also smaller, the ones placed at eye level. So when consumers are coming in and they see these cereal boxes in the middle shelving and it's easier to reach out and they see the lower prices, they're going to assume that they're getting a better deal. But in reality, when they're just grabbing those smaller boxes in the middle shelves, they're going to be doing more trips compared to if they were just to get a bulk cereal box at the very bottom.
Okay, so as you guys can see, this is a Kellogg's brand. So when we started off in the beginning of the aisle, it was mostly all Kellogg's and Kellogg Company, and it kept on going all the way throughout here till about this point. And if you notice the colors, we went from like bland, kind of neutral colors representing the organics, and then once Kellogg ends, we start transitioning all the way over there to where Angelica is, to General Mills.
so as you can see, right now I'm holding up a Lucky Charms box. So compared to the box that Debbie was holding up, this box is a lot more brighter and it's reflective of a lot of the other cereal boxes that are in this area here. So you can see all the bright colors. You have your reds, you have blues, yellows, you have some oranges too. You have bright greens over here on the side, some more yellows. So they're very bright, vibrant colors. And so this would be like an area where a lot of kids would start to get attracted. And yeah, so you could just see the transition from Debbie's section compared to my section. It goes from bland to very colorful.
And so it makes you start to wonder why they started with the organic and the healthy stuff and then transition over to the more sugary stuff. So in our investigation, if you follow us, so these are all your sugary cereals, mostly Kellogg's and General Mills. And so we noticed that once you ended here, when you turn this way, you start to get into all of your sugary snacks. So we have here fruit roll-ups, we have our granola bars, our Rice Krispies, all of this stuff. And as you continue to transfer all the way down to this end of the aisle, we get all the way back to the organics, to your vector bars, to your fiber bars, your protein bars, everything. So there's a pattern where they start off healthy, mostly trying to attract parents maybe into the aisle, whatever, and then as they transition into the middle to buy coffee, tea, and all that, that's when all the sugary stuff comes up, which is really helpful, really helpful when you want to get your kids sugary stuff.
Okay, so going back to our supermarket tour reflection, the main reason why we chose to go and do our tour reflection at Loblaws supermarket is because it's a very unique location. It's right beside the waterfront, and they have a huge variety, a huge selection of foods, and we felt like we would really benefit from doing our reflection there. So the specific aisle that we chose to focus on is aisle 5, the cereal aisle, and for us, it's an aisle that we all gravitate towards. When we go to this aisle, we feel like we have a lot of options and a lot of choices. And after reading the chapter in the supermarket tour, we thought that it would be interesting to do a reflection on this because in the article it mentions how sometimes for consumers there's that illusion of having a choice. So we wanted to go into this aisle to do some more investigating on how this impacts us as consumers.
So when we went into the aisle, I think one thing that really caught us by surprise was the fact that there was like organics right when you enter into the aisle, and when you start going down, it became like cereals that were more full of sugar, more targeted to kids, and like we didn't expect that because we thought it would be the other way around actually. But I feel like there are many factors that may have contributed to why they decided to organize it this way. And one could be that because this is a new store, a new community, the majority of the population might be like young adults who are more focused on their health. So like probably at the end of the aisle, that is what would attract them to start going in. Yeah, like in terms of like the shelving as well, like we actually got to talk to one of the people that worked in the store, and he told us that brands would actually buy the different types of shelving, and like we could tell that like Kellogg's, General Mills were the most prominent brands that were in like the ideal spot, and yeah, we just connected that like to the reading because these corporate brands, which are like really popular, have the power and the wealth, I guess, to buy like these brands because we could tell like they have a lot of dominance in the cereal world. Yeah, cereal world. I know. So yeah, that was really cool to see, and something different that we learned.
I think when comparing it to the article when first reading it, I didn't really believe that like 4 main companies or 5 had the dominance. I always thought that I had the choice in deciding, especially when you're going to the cereal aisle, you see all these different names and like Lucky Charms and Frosted Flakes cereal and like all that. And I used to think they were all different companies, but when actually doing this tour and I looked to see what brand was actually controlling them, it was mostly like Kellogg's, General Mills, PepsiCo, and Post and stuff like that. So I was really surprised in that sense where I thought it was totally like Angelica said, it's an illusion where I think I have all this choice in what I can eat and what I decide to eat. But at the end of the day, these top company brands control majority of the products that are being put out. So they control what I'm able to choose as a consumer. And it's kind of like a big fat lie. Right now I'm walking to the supermarket and I don't really have that kind of choice. So I think at the end of the supermarket tour, what we're definitely going to be paying attention to is awareness. Just awareness when we walk into the aisle, really like looking around to see why they position things the way that they did, who's controlling certain products, what the majority are on each of the shelves, and I think that will make a really big difference as a consumer as well, and what I'm deciding to take, what I decide to buy, and what we can eventually do as a community as well, and bring that awareness. So thanks for watching.
Bye.